What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim. Going to be playing a game on TCG today, and today I'm rocking the new Buzzwole GX Lycanroc. I think Buzzrock remains a very good deck in the current standard format. Now, I know there are a lot of Malamar decks out there, which is a little bit stressful. I mean, Buzzwole never really loved Malamar in the first place, and now that we've lost our Max Elixirs, it doesn't exactly get any better. That being said, I think Buzzwole is just a big, consistent deck. I mean, it just does what it wants to do almost every single game, sets up very consistently. And, you know, Beast Ring is awesome. Lycanroc is awesome. These are still just like very, very good cards. So I think it still remains relevant. It just really does. Let's see, what are we playing against here? Some sort of Meowstic, Hammer, Max Potion? I just don't know. I don't know what I'm playing against. Hello. Let's say hello to my opponent. Very, very nice. Hello. There's a heart there and a smiley face. Let's give you a smiley face. Yeah, very good. All right. What's up, Viddy Rocks? All right. We're going to see what we can do here with our Buzzwole deck against your very scary I don't know deck and just see how that goes. We're going to get that Rockruff down, and that's it. Let's see what we got. I think that these things move damage around. I think that's what the Meowstic does, something like that. It moves damage around. So I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of spread deck or some sort of deck kind of like that. Now, the cool thing about this opening hand is that Order Pad just really gives me access to my whole deck. If I flip a heads on Order Pad, I can get this Tapu Lele GX out of the active position. I can get an Escape Rope and just start Jet Punching. That's what we want to do with this deck almost every time. Turn one, we want to just start Jet Punching early. Okay, now that there's a Lapras out here, oh my, is this Lapras like the collect and then you hammer your opponent away? Oh, that just must be what we're dealing with here. So this is like a hammers Lapras list where you just like the old Lapras that used to try and deck out your opponent. That was very funny, actually. Tried to remove all the resources while Lapras just sat there just being a wall that could not get knocked out. So like that's kind of crazy, but definitely a cool idea. All right, let's see what do we got here on our Order Pad. Let's see if we flip heads on these Order Pads. 1 tails. All right, 2 tails. Okay, so there is no Order Pad to be had. Let's get rid of, I don't think my opponent's actually going to knock anything out. That's wild theory. I know. I know. My opponent's like, dang, dude, that was a close one. I know. Let's see. Let's get this Buzzwole out here. I think I want to start like kind of plowing away with Buzzwole if we can. I think Flare Grunt's rotated. Is it just hammers that are legal now? So let's attach this energy and then let's Lily for 7. Give ourselves another energy there. That's very good. Actually, very, very good kind of deal for us here. Now, the unfortunate thing, I think since there's no Flare Grunt, I think like I'm best off just attacking if I can. So I think that I just do it. I mean, I think like there's not really too much else going on here. I think we just are attacking with this Buzzwole for 50 damage and just hoping. Oh, we should also do this. Let's Ultra Ball away. I don't think my opponent's knocking anything out. That's just my theory. Let's also just go get our Marshadow, and we're going to let loose my opponent, and hopefully they just like don't really draw too much. So like that's what we're trying to do. We're hoping that my opponent doesn't really draw super well out of this let loose. They can collect, I guess. I just am trying to kind of slow them down generally. They had a pretty big starting hand there, and we don't want them to have a big starting hand. I'm assuming it's going to be just like a barrage of like crushing hammers here is kind of what we're going to see. And then I actually have no idea what these things do here. They just go collect. That's just it, right? They're just going to collect. So I think that I kind of bring up the Esper. No, there's no point in that. I can knock out the Esper. If I bring up the Soul Rock, that thing could double draw as well. I think that makes more sense. So we're going to try and bring up the Soul Rock, I guess, make them find another energy. And then we're going to judge again, see if we can, just get something going on here. I know, my opponent's sad. Okay, let's see if we can do a little something. Let's Jet Punch, and then we're going to knock out that Esper there on the bench. And hopefully, let's see, we got Beast Energy. It's very good. And hopefully my opponent doesn't get anything. They scooped. All right, they didn't really have anything, so we were able to kind of like, disrupt their strategy there with the with the Marshadow. You saw that was very good, and then also with Judge. And I think if there's any deck that utilizes Marshadow and Judge very well, it's Buzzwole. I mean, Buzzwole is just such a low maintenance deck that you can easily just like Judge or Marshadow your opponent turn 1, and so long as you have a Buzzwole and a Fighting Energy, you are just kind of going to Jet Punch down and putting on a lot of pressure. So very good for Buzzwole. Buzzwole is one of the few decks in format I feel like that is simple enough to be able to actually utilize those hand limiting cards. I think every other deck in format right now is pretty bad at it. Zoroark deck's good at it too. I will say that Zoroark deck's very good because Zoroark decks just don't need anything, right? They just like don't need anything. We got a heads. All right, so let's see what we actually got going on here. I think we want a Ultra Ball first, and looks like we're playing against a Malamar deck. Okay. So I think we want an Ultra Ball, and then I think I want to hopefully hit an Order Pad heads on this one too, and then get an Escape Rope. Hey, we got an Escape Rope. That was very good. Okay, so with this, I'm thinking that we are Ultra Balling away the Guzma, the Beast Ring, and potentially the... There's really no point in Guzmaing things because like my opponent can just like stand in, so that's probably just what they're gonna do. Let's go get myself a Buzzwole here, and then we're gonna get this guy into the active position with a Fighting Energy on it, and then we're gonna Lily for 7. Love Lily in this format. I think Lily is just super good. Really just an insane card there. And then what I'd like to do is just also turn 1 Let Loose. So let's see what all cards we can play, and then let's get loose. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then let's go get that Marshadow as well, and then hopefully we can kind of just stunt my opponent's setup here with the turn 1 Let Loose, and we can see this is why Buzzwole is still good. It's just such a low maintenance deck. I mean, really, we don't really need too much going on here, and then we're just gonna pass, and hopefully my opponent just doesn't really have all too much. I know they are playing a Malamar deck, so this is not a great matchup for me, but we're gonna see what we got here. If they just have a Lily, that's pretty excellent. Okay, that's a pretty fantastic draw there off of the Marshadow, but we had to try our best. Now we're in a kind of a compromising situation since they're kind of like teeing off and just setting up and doing exactly what they want to do. I'm definitely in a little bit of a tougher spot. Let's see, they got 1 Psychic in the discard pile. They've got a Beast Energy on that mean guy. Let's see what we can do here. We got a Brooklyn Hill. That's pretty good, but it's not going to cut it. We need energies. We need to be attaching energies. We need to be doing things. See, I can Escape Rope and then Guzma up this thing. I feel like that's probably fine. Let's just do that. And then, let's see, I'm only doing 50 damage. Okay. And then let's just, I guess, no, at this point, I'm just going to be bringing up one of these Inks and Jet Punching that. So that's fine. Let's just Guzma that up. All right, let's Guzma that thing up. And then we're going to go in with our Buzzwole, and we are just Jet Punch down. And we have to soften up the Dawn Wings there just because that thing has a nasty fighting resistance. So it looks like my opponent just fared way better off of that Let Loose than I did, which is unfortunate. But it's all good. I felt like I kind of had to go for it just considering that this is kind of a tough matchup here. My opponent is going to get that Altar of the Moon into play. I'm assuming that they have, more draw cards. They went right ahead and rushed in with that Dawn Wings, though, so I'm not exactly sure why they didn't play their hand out first. I think they kind of play your hand out first with the Inkay in the active position, and then more or less just like wait and kind of see where the play goes from there and kind of just let it happen. Like wherever your hand leads you is kind of where you end up. I think my ideal scenario is that they don't get any sort of Malamars for, yeah, they do have a Malamar. I was going to say ideally they don't get a Malamar for that damaged Inkay. That would be really good. And then this is probably a supporter. I was going to say that's probably a supporter that they have there. So they're doing pretty good for themselves. Going to get 2 Malamars into play. And then they will be able to double Psychic Recharge. Assuming that they got 2, yeah, they are going to double Psychic Recharge and just knock out this Buzzwole. So unless we are drawing something fire off the top here, primarily like, a supporter, we just need like a Lily or we need something like that. And then we'll be able to make this dream happen. But as we can see, my opponent just set up exceptionally well. I mean, the Oranguru, Malamar, and this deck is like, I feel like just the deck to beat in this current standard format. Ultra Necrozma Malamar. You got Oranguru, you got all this stuff going on. You can easily thin your hand down. You've got infinite consistency. You've even got a Stadium. Gives your dudes 2 less retreat costs. Just absolutely fantastic. Definitely feel like this is kind of the premier deck in standard format right now. We're going to see if we top deck anything here. If we don't top deck anything here, we're just going to call this one quits and try one more game with the Buzzwole. We got a B-string, but nothing else, so that is not going to do it. All right, let's concede. So I guess I should have promoted the Baby Buzz there. I could have B-stringed to that, but I'm cool. All right, that's just all bad. We're going to try this one more time. All right, so we're going to play one more game with Buzzwole GX, see how we do. I played against a ton of Malamars so far. I even got paired against, I had to cut the video because I got paired against another Malamar and was like probably going to lose to him, but then my opponent kind of timed out in the middle of it, so like had to pass a turn, and then at that point the game's kind of ruined, so I have to re-roll another one. And we're going to see how we do this time. Hopefully we can do a little bit better than our first showing there. Maybe get paired against something that's not a Malamar deck. That would be fun if we just would play against something a little bit different. Though I think that this is just an unfortunate reality of the Buzzwole life. It's just that Malamar is just super good right now. So if you're a big Buzzwole fan, probably it's just not the time or the place or the meta to just be rolling in with just Buzzwole. Though I think the deck is inherently good. Who wants to start your Marshadow? You never want to start your Marshadow. It's just bad. And it looks like we are playing a Buzzwole Mirror here to kind of close things out. So that's fine. Let's roll in here with a Buzzwole Mirror. Started our Marshadow, which is unfortunate, but I do have Brooklyn Hills, Order Pads, and Ultra Ball. Cynthia, I mean, this is a good starting hand. Regardless, so let's see what we can do here early. I haven't played a Buzzwole Mirror in the current standard format yet, so this could get... It's not a Buzzwole Mirror. Oh, why did I think this was Buzzwole? I saw fighting. Oh, it's another Marshadow. Okay. I should have known better. This is a Marshadow deck with, yes, the Malamar and Marshadow. That's what's going on here. Whoops. Okay. So we are going to go, and I think that we're just going to get ourselves an early Lycanroc. That's what we're going to go for here. Very good. And then I think that my opponent is not going to knock me out early, so I'm going to get that escape rope. And I'm just going to play it to get my Rockruff into the active position. Just going to do that. And then I want to Ultra Ball. And let's get something else into play too. Let's get like one more thing into play. Let's just go get myself Diancie as well. So we're going to get that. Kind of helps set up a little bit. And then let's just Cynthia. And thin my deck as well so that I'm just more likely to draw good cards off of that Cynthia. And we've got some supporters here, so we're ready to go turn 2. I kind of was a little fearless throwing the Rockruff into the active position, kind of just telling my opponent, like, look, yeah, I'm probably going to Dangerous Rogue you turn 2, but you more or less do have to set up, though. You can't just not set up. You have to draw cards. You have to put Pokemon into play. So that was kind of my thought, but looking at this hand a little bit more, I very well could miss the turn 2. I could very easily miss the turn 2 Lycanroc GX. That is not a given at all. I have an unplayable Stretcher in my hand. I have 2 Lilies and 2 Guzmas, so this is not maybe going anywhere quickly. Unfortunately, I think that I might just be stalled out in this current hand. My opponent is going to go ahead and fill their bench, which is exactly what I want, so that's very good. But unless I top deck an Ultra Ball, this is just not looking too pretty for me. Maybe we have too many Lilies in the list. I really love Lily in this deck. But, you know, maybe I should be playing more Tate and Liza's. I was originally starting out with like a high Tate and Liza count. I didn't really love it though, and I really love how Lily draws in like some other decks. I think this probably just isn't quite the deck for high counts of Lily though. Maybe just 1 or 2. I was originally starting out with 2 copies of Lily, which I felt much more confident with. And you could go search it out turn 1 with a Lele if you want to. Sometimes you just start it and it's great. But other times it is a little bit lackluster. So we got to just hope that my top deck is a playable card, or else we're going to be Lilying for 1. And we do not want to do that. Opponent slaps an energy onto this Mewtwo here. They're going to Invasion and just leave that Necrozma in the active position. We've got ourselves a Buzzwole. We got ourselves Brooklet Hill. We can go get ourselves another Rockruff. Then we just have to Lily for 2. That's just not what anybody wants. But we might have got it if we order pad and it ends. Oh, that's insane. All right, that was very lucky. All right, so we did get a turn 2. That was good. Let's just go and get rid of these Guzmas. Honestly, I don't really want them in there, especially since it's looking like I'm gonna have to Lily again next turn. Let's bring up this Mewtwo, I guess. Yeah, let's bring up the Mewtwo. He seems fine. That, or I could do none, and we could just knock out this Necrozma. I think I like that better. Yeah, let's just knock out the Necrozma. I'm doing 200 damage, 220 damage. Nope. Yeah, we're gonna knock you out, dude. All right, Dangerous Rogue GX. Busted. We got an early 2-prizer there against the Malamar deck. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. So, got Field Blower and Choice Band, both playable cards. Going to help with my Lily play here. If my opponent is able to respond super quickly to my Lycanroc GX, I have Buzzwole here, who, Buzzwole's not too bad at knocking out this guy, Marshadow, but I'm assuming my opponent's going to do it with Mewtwo here. And Mewtwo's going to be a little bit harder for me to hit. I would have to hit my Beast Energy in order to get that knockout, which is just, you can never count on that. You really just can't count on ever hitting that Beast Energy. When you want it, it's kind of just floating around in your deck there. Now, you could play like Lycia, as a card that you could play. It can get your Diancie Prism and your Beast Energy out of the deck at the same time, but honestly, Brooklet Hill gets the Diancie Prism out of the deck as quick as you would possibly want to, so there's really no point in playing the Lycia because it'd just be a one-of supporter to go get your Beast Energy, and I feel like it's just a little bit too situational for that. I think this next turn, it's looking like we're probably going to get full bursted here just for like 60 damage. So my opponent's deck is setting up pretty slow, but that is honestly ideal for me. So I think I want to just play a whole bunch of cards here. I think I want to Field Blower, ridiculously enough, my own Brooklet Hill there to just continue to draw more cards. And I think I want to just Escape Rope and go into my Buzzwole GX and start softening things up, because Lycanroc is pretty much done here. I can just put Lycanroc back in the back pocket. I want to soften things up with Buzzwole GX and kind of just like sweep the rest of the game here with Buzzwole and then Sledgehammer and do things like that. So we whiffed an energy. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's it. We don't have it. We don't have the energy. We don't have an order pad to go get Energy Lotto. That's just the end of the line. And I've only seen 2 energies so far. I guess I am playing like 11 fighting, so it's not like a ton of energies. But, 11 and a Beast Ring, a Beast Energy, Beast Energy, yeah. Hypnosis, man, my opponent must not have anything. So that is, that's kind of sad. I guess I could Tate and Liza, but I don't have, I just fell asleep, and I stayed asleep, and I have no energy in hand, so there's just nothing going on here, so I just need Cynthia. All right, we're just gonna Cynthia, and my opponent hasn't taken any prizes, so I can't Beast Ring yet. We got another Brooklet Hill, that's fine, and then I think I'm just gonna wait on this, honestly. I'm going to wait on the energy just to make sure that my opponent doesn't just knock me out or anything crazy like that. That is just, it's a little brutal. I guess I could play more energy. I think my thought was that if I play 1 Energy Lotto and the order pads, it's being a little bit greedy with the energy count. I mean, the old Buzzwole list, we're playing 14 energy, right? 9, yeah, 4 Strongs and a Beast. So they were playing 14 energy. I think I'm playing 12, so I am playing 2 energy less than the old Buzzwole list. But then, they thought we're not playing Max Elixir or anything. We just need to have enough energy in deck to manually attach every turn, and then also Beast Ring when we need to. So that's kind of what was going on there. So this is it's a little bit devastating here. It's not what we wanted to see. I can go up with Lycanroc and poke this thing. That's not what we want. We definitely want to just, we want to knock out that Marshadow. And I am a little bit short. I don't have the Choice Band. So I think I'm going in here. And then I think I want to ideally, there's the Choice Band. Okay. So now if I find myself that other Lycanroc, I can go and just knock out that can knock out that guy over there. So that's the idea. Let's just Cynthia and hope we hit a Lycanroc. And if we don't, which we didn't, then we didn't even hit a B-string. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. Sledgehammer. Let's just go. Yep, we got a Sledgehammer for not enough. 170. Ooh. And then if my opponent can just, like, knock out one of these GXs on my bench, if they just have Guzma, then it's all over. They didn't even have Malamar in play. Those psychics on that Mewtwo were manually attached to, so you gotta figure they have to have something in that hand at this point. Like, it is just, it's not... not exactly a small hand they got over there. So they've got to have some sort of juice going on. They can't just be sitting on a hand of complete nothingness, though that is what I would prefer. No, they got Cynthia. Oh, we're saved. Okay, so that's not... it could have been worse. I think at this point, though, I need like a Beast Energy and a Lycanroc to take a 3-prize turn or something like that. I don't know. I feel like there's just no... Yikes. I feel like we got to take GX knockouts like these next 2 turns. That's just what we have to do. So we're fine because like my opponent is on the weird end of this trade here. So it's completely fine. I could even just like go and knock this thing out with Lycanroc. Like I can do that. I just absolutely must hit I need to hit a B-string this next turn, or else it's all over. Like we're not doing anything. Pack it up, boys. We're going home. We have 1 B-string, and I did play 3 order pads already. I was a little bit greedy on my order pads early, but that's fine. This is just where we're at. So I think that we're about to get super absorption, or something like that. Okay, let's see. They just side struck. I think they should have super absorption there. No, they wouldn't have knocked me out. Never mind. So that's 60 times 2, 120. So that would have been short. Let's see here. I think we got to go in and just poke this thing, or I can Brooklet Hill. Okay, I think I Jet Punch. I do Jet Punch for knockout. And then I hope that that seems fine. Okay, so we're going to Brooklet Hill. And we're going to go get myself my other Buzzwole GX. So that's good. I have 3 B-string in deck, and I just need to hit them at this point. Think I'm going to attach that there. I'm going to attach that to the active. I know I'm getting that knockout. No point in rescue stretching anything back. I think I just Cynthia and hope for the best. And we got one. All right, we got one. That's fine. That's 1, better than 0. That's cool. The 2 wouldn't have really made that much of a difference, though. It does make a difference. If I get 2, then I can load up both of my Buzzwoles, and that would have helped me a little bit. We do have our 1 Energy Lotto. That doesn't really make a difference right now. I've already attached all my things, so I think I just Jet Punch. And then we got to, I think, poke this guy, and then my thought process is that I can knock it out with Lycanroc if I need to. If my opponent Guzma's up my Buzzwole GX, there's Beast Energy, very good, and an Ultra Ball, meaning that I do have everything I need to knock out that Marshadow for a game there. If it comes down to that, if my opponent is able, what is it Garbodor doing in that Malamar deck? I did not see that coming, so that is kind of interesting. Looks like my opponent's got quite a creative list here. They've got a lot of things going on. Kartana GX, Mewtwo GX, pretty cool stuff there. Pretty cool stuff. I'm imagining, that they're probably just knocking out this active Buzzwole GX. I don't think that they have Guzma, and I was very shocked that they didn't have Guzma the other turn either. They did just have these huge hands. They didn't quite have game. So at this point, I can just promote my Buzzwole GX, and then I just got game on my opponent with a Knuckle Impact there. So all in all, this has been, and there's another B-string. That's fine. All in all, this has been a pretty poor showing, to be honest, for Buzzwole. I was expecting a little bit greater things out of the deck. I just think that Psychic is just way too good right now. And Buzzwole's probably, unfortunately, just going to have to take a little bit of a backseat. Think that maybe the best fighting deck in format right now could be Zoroark Lycanroc. I've seen some Zoroark Lycanroc stuff that I think is very good and has a lot of potential. So that could be the best way to build fighting right now. I am playing the 12. I got 1 Tate and Liza, 4 Lily. That could go down. I think I'm playing like, you know, 2 or 3 Tate and Liza, 3 Lily, something like that. I was playing 2 Judge as well, and 2 Lily. This was like my supporter count before, but I wanted to try a higher Lily supporter count. Ended up being so-so, though you guys did see that pretty sick rip of the Dangerous Rogue turn 2 off of a Lily for 2. That was kind of nuts. So this is the list that I'm working with right now. Definitely is up for changes. You know, I'm not set in stone on it, but it is a good place to start if you're interested in building Buzzwole Lycanroc for the current standard format. As always, thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell, check out the Etsy store and Patreon stuff in the description below. Peace.